Hello there, my name is Richard. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series. So what's up in Computer Random, and today we're going to talk about a new animated film from Netflix called The Child of Kamiari. Yeah, I know I butchered that name completely, but other than that, how this film, you have to say, it's alright film. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good. It's one of those films that has so much potential to be really good, but there is one major problem: the final act. Actually, be more specific, is between the second and third act. They do something in between those acts that can easily throw you off the film, because it's a film that starts a little slow, but when they actually start, it really grabs you, but at a certain point just throws you off. And I think that's the only thing what kind of brings down this film to be a great film. It's just that one thing that I feel they needed more time, because this movie is not that short. This movie is like an hour and 40 minutes long. It's one of those films, it's sort of worth every single minute of it, but they just sort of, one point they didn't know what to do and they trying to wrap it up. They just throw something off the wall. Like, they didn't understand they needed more time, or they thought it was good enough, and that's the thing that sort of bothers me. But besides this, I still recommend this film. I have to say yes. Just be warned, keep your expectation low. Not super low, but at least self-aware that this movie is not perfect, but you know that you will enjoy the film pretty well. I know that was the story. Well, you follow a main lead called Kari, that she is sort of a runner, a person who loves to run constantly, but she sort of stopped. Like, every time she needs to run, she doesn't want to run anymore, because when it happened to her mother, she passed away, and she doesn't know what to do. That sort of emotional ride that you lose someone close to you, but only Kari didn't have time to process it, because it's been a year when this film starts that she passed away, and she sort of not know how to handle that, and her friends, her family try and console her, like, you don't have to do this, you don't have to run this track, you go like take a break. And Carly like, no, I can, maybe. And she's sort of undecisive. In fact, she feels sort of overwhelmed every time she has to run, and you know she has some issue that she cannot get rid of it, till one day she actually decided, you know what, I'll run this track, everything will be okay. It's like a small little race for the school, until she actually did it. But all her emotions of things she actually bottled up suddenly burst up, and see her father trying to help her, and she freaked out. She runs non-stop, tries to get out of this emotion she doesn't know what to do with, and basically she stops, and she sort of wears the little wristband what her mother wears, and this sort of wristband is basically her connection to her mom. But when she actually wears it, something completely weird started happening. That everything stops, like, very slow, and she's just freaking out, like she doesn't know what to do. It sort of became sort of Alice of Wonderland to some point, that there's a white rabbit who trying to explain the moment you wear this band, you became the next intake. That basically means you're god of speed. They could freeze, sort of not freeze time, more like slow time, slow, so you can do whatever you need to do. And there is basically the important job that you basically pick up all the food of the other gods and place them as sort of location to all the gods could eat and talk politics. And that's basically her important job. Of course, she doesn't know what to do, why to do this. It's something that her mother never actually told her, and she's sort of finding out right now. That's making it sort of interesting that she sort of doesn't want to do this, but at the same time, she has a chance to see her mother. At least how she interpreted all the rules that the White Rabbit trying to explain. And she's like, okay, like, you understand she basically being a little bit delusional. She overread the sort of contract of what this is. You love they point that out. This is basically your choice. You choose to become this new god of speed, or you choose to ignore it, because at the very end is your choice. And she sort of decides to do it because, well, I have to see a chance to see my mom. once again and tell her how I feel. And this is interesting because it's all about her understanding her emotions, understanding what her mom meant to her, or trying not to forget her. Like, she has some issues she needs to get out of her, and she thinks she do this sort of a mission, she can actually accomplish that. But at the same time, not realizing this mission or this job task she chose to accept actually is a very responsible job, because this has consequences if she doesn't accomplish that she doesn't really realize this till one of the gods, one of the shrine gods, will give her the food and actually explain a little bit more, or at least asking that question: who are you doing this for the job because you want to help, or for yourself because you're selfish, not realizing this is over your pay grade, in other words. And she started lying, no, I actually want to do this, but more she trying to realize, no, I probably didn't understand the job title. I didn't understand how important this really is. He also, all the rivals and other type of guys who want to steal the food of her, he sort of collect, especially her rival called Yasha, so a rival demon that his clan used to be the original goddess speed till her family stole it from them. Of course, that's sort of a lie that the demons actually did something kind of questionable, but once more, that's what Yasha pretends to do, that this is my birthright, the title of speed should be mine. But once more, he has his own problem, but at the same time, she doesn't like the main lead, Kari, because she is not her mom, because her mom actually did care. And you have this sort of conflict understanding Kari's mother, who she is and why she did this. And this sort of job title kind of helps Kari to understand more her mother, understanding the reason why she did this. That's why I think this film is actually pretty good. It's sort of self-realizing to let go, to understand that your family members, whoever you are connected to, they never leave you. You can understand them if you do something they used to do or used to love, like watch movies, write a book, or do something specifically what they like, to connect to them, to understand them. In that moment, if you do love the same thing, you'll be connected even stronger. That's why you never forget your forgotten loved ones. And that's why I did enjoy this film, because it didn't serve right to a certain weird point, but once more, it doesn't ruin the movie if you're not self-aware this movie has a problem. Although that, I did enjoy the whole film. I enjoyed the conclusion, the emotion, and the ride of the main lead. Now I have one question. Do you watch this film, do you actually liked it, or you hated it, or you felt like me, the final act that sort of tripped a little bit, kind of hard to catch up, but to me it did land it just enough to recommend it. Now I got really nothing else to say, just thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.